I know this is weird to say, but honestly, do the TDS balancers know what they are doing? The new balance update has seriously made me rethink everything about TDS, and I just honestly hate how bad it is now. First of all, they absolutely gutted Golden Scout. His first two upgrades are the same, but at upgrade 3, that's where it gets really, really bad. If you know this upgrade, you know that it used to give him 40 damage, and all the other stats are the same. It's now 35, and you might think that it's okay, it's not that big of a deal, it's only 5 damage. And you might think on the final upgrade to compromise for that, they'd make it more than how it was before the balance change. Maybe make it, instead of 50 damage, like 60? Well, you'd be wrong, because on the final upgrade, they don't change the damage at all. Yep, the Golden Scout maxed out. Instead of doing 50 damage, it does 35, which is an insane difference, considering that now it has lost a whopping 30 DPS, which might not seem like a lot. But when your maxed out tower only has 100 DPS, and then you take away 30, it is a huge difference. And I just don't see why they did this. I don't think the devs realize that the point of the Golden Towers is that they're OP. That's what the point of them is. They're supposed to be really good because they're really hard to get. And right before this update, I just for the first time got my first Golden Crate and got Golden Scout. And seeing right after I get it, it gets gutted of 30% of its DPS is really, really annoying. At least they buffed Golden Minigunner, but to compensate, they made the regular minigunner worse. It now does less damage on its final upgrade. They also changed farm a lot, for also no reason. Sorry, while I'm recording, the stupid giant boss, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get cooked. I don't have sandbox mode. I can't go on sandbox. I have to go into an actual game and place down towers. But the farm is now worse, and better at the same time. It's worse. It starts out at 300 instead of the 250, and the carrot farm is 250 instead of $200. It's honestly the same for all of the farm upgrades. Like, they just kind of made it so every upgrade was the same, or $50 less or more. See, 2,100, 2,100. Oh yeah, still, they do all this stuff with the farm, but they still have not buffed Apple Farm. It has never been worth it. It costs way too much money, and it doesn't even double the money. Also, Space Fruit Farm, it's been nerfed like crazy. Cause look at this. What is this change? They have changed it. It only upgrades 400 cash now whenever you upgrade to level 5. It used to be way more than this. Why did they nerf it so bad? And you might... But to compensate, they upgraded the farm placement limit. You can now place 12 of them. But the thing is, there's not just placement limits for like certain towers. There's a placement limit for globally all the towers. I can only place on 40 towers. And when 12 of that is filled up with farms, what am I going to do late game? Because I can't place down my towers, or I have to delete my farms. And if I delete my farms, I can't place down the really expensive towers. It's just honestly stupid, and I don't see any reason to do this. Balancers honestly are ruining the game, because all these changes are just so bad. They also changed the Ranger. But guess what? All they did was upgrade the placement limit and make it have less DPS. Why are they doing this for all the towers? They did it for farm. They did it for Scout. You can place down more, but it has less DPS. Why do they keep doing this? It doesn't change the game, because it just averages out. You're just filling up the global placement limit for no reason. Like, I seriously just don't understand why. It doesn't change the game in any way. They lost almost 200 damage from the Ranger. That's insane. The Ranger has an 8.5 attack speed, and it does 875 damage. So let's just average that out to 100 damage a second. The Golden Scout does 70 damage a second. Another average out because it does 0.6, but I don't really care about that. So you're telling me that the Ranger that costs a whopping $52,000 is just slightly better than the starter tower with a golden skin that costs 10 times less. So now, the Ranger sucks. It's better to get Mortar than the Ranger now. The Ranger is not worth it at all. And don't even get me started on how they gutted Electroshocker. The Electroshocker is a whole lot cheaper now. But it's also a whole lot worse. And to call it a stunning tower is an honest disgrace. Cause now, it doesn't even stun. Look at how the enemies change when they're getting attacked. There's no difference. They walk the exact same speed. The Electroshocker just lost the point of the Electroshocker. But now on the second upgrade, it can hit hiddens, which is actually really good. Except for the fact that this upgrade used to give another detection, flying detection, which is a whole lot more important than hidden. TDS, wake up. Almost every tower has hidden detection. So why would you swap out flying detection, which only a few towers have, for something that every tower has? And it never gets flying detection. Never. Why did they have to gut Electroshocker of all characters? And flying detection, it might not seem like a lot, because there are a lot of other towers that have flying detection. Golden Soldier, for example. But here's the thing. Golden Soldier is the only good flying detection. And it's locked behind a chance, which is locked behind 50,000 coins. The Electroshocker having flying detection was a big part of many strategies. And the reason I know this is because it was a big part of my hardcore strategy. It seems like the balancers are just trying to get an easy way to get paid by pretending they make a difference. Because now, the only good tower, really, that can see flyings in hardcore and doesn't cost a bajillion dollars or is locked behind 50,000 coins is the Mortar. Which, first of all, you only unlock 25 levels after you unlock hardcore. And second of, Mortar's kind of bad. I don't know how you guys don't realize this. Mortar is not good. It's a cool tower, it's not good though. It's one of the only things that can hit lead balloons, besides Ranger. And Ranger's a bajillion dollars, but Mortar is super bad. Really annoyed TDSs like this. I remember when I joined in the Swarmer update, it was probably the game that got me into Roblox. It was one of the first games I ever played, and without it, I probably wouldn't be playing Roblox right now. And I think the reason that it was like that is that because it was a passion project. They didn't have it so mainstream like it is now. I kind of just liked how simplistic it was. And before then, you could actually tell that the developers were just making it because they were kind of bored and they wanted some fun. Like the Crook Boss Tower. It's literally based off of those Mafia Boss ads from like 2020. They were so stupid. See, that's funny. The old Hidden Wave, before it got reworked into crap, it just had enemies that were just named A, B, and C. It was so stupid, but it was honestly fun to, like, just see. It was so stupidly fun. I just wish the developers went and used a bit of that creativity they had before, because that creativity and fun is what brought them to the front page in the first place. So then why do they ditch it right after they reach their moment of glory? I think it's safe to say that TDS is dying. It's so mainstream focused, everything seems so polished. I kind of just liked how unpolished it was before, where there just was stupid things that just didn't really make sense, or towers that looked blocky and stuff, because that was honestly just simplistic and fun. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I want to go back to the simplistic time of TDS. I'm sorry about this rant, but let's talk about the new tower. The excuse for why they absolutely destroyed Electroshocker. And it's honestly not that much like Electroshocker. I haven't actually got it yet, and this is just like a saying, even though I haven't got it, I'm just saying this. But does it remind anybody of just an accelerator with less DPS, splash damage, and that stuns? I'm fine with them making new towers, and honestly, I like the idea of a Tesla. But why did you have to gut Electroshocker over it? Electroshocker is already pretty much ignored as it is. Why do you have to gut it? There's a fine line between fun, because it's hard, and not fun, because it's just unfair. There's a difference between hard and unfair, and a fine line right between it. Something like, for example, Steep Steps is hard but fun. But right down the side is Hardcore. Hardcore is unfair. It's not fun because it's so hard. It's honestly because you can't really do anything about it, and sometimes you'll just fail for no reason, even though you've done everything you're supposed to. But please, can we fix it? Because I honestly want to get Hardcore towers without doing Frost mode 20 times over. That's the whole reason they added Frost mode, because they know that Hardcore is so bad, but they just refuse to change it for some reason. Can the developers, like, honestly just stop running their own game into the ground when there's people that actually want to enjoy and play it? I don't see the point of this at all.